If I had an argument with somebody and someone slapped me, I'd slap them back. It's like it was always tit for tat. And it made no difference what gender it was. When I was a kid, before the age of 10, relax. Before I'll come after my jugular. I do not go hitting random people. Only children. I would learn jokes about, why was Mickey and Minnie somewhere else? Because he was goofy and stuff, and I repeat this joke in the 3rd grade and I get into trouble and the teacher asks me, where did you learn this? Now how am I supposed to say my parents? I've been swearing at home the entire time.
Hey, welcome to Tellis Like It Is. This conversation is going to be fun, to say the least. I have with me someone who's flirted with acting, he's flirted with theatre. He's a real king, to say the very least. He is a singer beyond bathroom singing, I must add. But most importantly, I think he speaks from right here. I'm talking about Zervaan Bunshah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but also, do I speak through your chest? Is that what happened? I speak through Brian's chest. That's great. Nice.
You can speak through any part of me, man, Zervaan.
Thank you so much. That's basically helping my ventriloquism. I
told you I'm deeply in love with you, so I'm willing to take a hammering. Yeah. No, but thank you so much for hanging with us today. I mean, it's like.
Thank you for having me on a show that I literally, you have to understand, for me, it's like, I can't believe I'm on Tellis Like It Is. Hey, anyone watching? Yo! I'm on Tellis Like It Is. Yes. I know you're going to have to edit that. There's going to be those beep and those things coming over here. Do one more.
Keep that. So, even if you don't believe me, grew up in a wonderful Baba family. See, there you go. Grew up in a wonderful Baba family with serious values. He was nowhere in the picture when values were being shared in the... No, but on a serious note. Zervaan, tell us about family. Tell us about the growing up years.
I mean, to begin with, it was an absolute privilege growing up in the household that I was, because being in a Parsi household, there's a lot of leeway in terms of the way you can express yourself.
Right.
So, I had two parents who are actually introverts. They're not extroverts. So, when they had this attention-seeking, loud, brash kid, they had no idea what to do with me. They used to yell, they used to scream, but they were the only people who understood, because I think everyone else just thought that I wanted to be naughty. And that's not the case. I couldn't focus on things for more than 10 seconds. Like this conversation right now, and I'm really focusing on it. But more than anything else, I think growing up with that kind of a lifestyle where your parents treated you like your friends, and I would learn jokes about, why was Mickey and Minnie somewhere else? Because he was goofy and stuff, and I repeat this joke in the 3rd grade and I get into trouble and the teacher asks me, where did you learn this? Now how am I supposed to say my parents? I've been swearing at home the entire time.
They used swear words?
They used swear words. Oh, gosh.
I'd never have believed that. Okay, so you said dad and mom introverts. Dad was a surgeon, right?
Is, bichara. He's continuing.
Oh. I stand corrected. Let me just reinforce this. His dad is a surgeon.
Practicing in the other Parsi colony, please. Orthopedic surgeon, agar haddiya ka kuch problem hai, please call. It's gone Google. You can do that. Bunshah, you know na, my Insta.
A lot of people must be having a bone to pick with you, no?
For sure. Especially his patients. They hate me because they were like, Dr. Bunshah is, he's such a comported man. He's so well-dressed, well-spoken. And then there's you, who is talking like that, making fun of the Parsis. That's so terrible. And I'm like, they're like, we Parsi don't talk like this, we don't behave like this. And I'm like, you do. That's true.
How did mom and dad tolerate you?
See, I think post-coital clarity. I think that's when they realized that the mistake that they'd made. I think dad realized it too late. Mom was already happy with it and she was like, she wanted a kid. They used to put me on a retain. I remember going out, they would put me on a leash. because I had an obsession with the tarmac. I would run straight onto the road because for some reason I wanted to be run over by a car in front of my parents while I'm waving. Like imagine this beautiful scene, like a 2-year-old like, ah!
Dramatic.
For sure. But it was difficult. It was very difficult for them to accept the fact that I had focus issues. They didn't want to. Any parent, it takes a while to accept that maybe your child is different, or in my case, stupid. But mum and dad were very understanding to a large degree, even when everyone else around always thought that, I was doing things to hurt people. Because if I had an argument with somebody and someone slapped me, I'd slap them back. It's like it was always tit for tat. And it made no difference what gender it was. When I was a kid, before the age of 10, relax. Before I'll come after my jugular. I do not go hitting random people. Only children. But
including your sister?
Oh my God. She learned how to self-defense. She learned self-defense from me. Because
of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, I taught her how to kick boys in the nuts way back in the day. And that came to bite me in the ass when she started to kick me in the nuts because that was her way of defense. And she was as tall as my waist. She wouldn't punch. She'd headbutt. She'd go boom straight, and I'd be like, okay, this is the end of the Bunshahs.
Is that why you joined the soprano lineup?
Yeah. I used to ask my sister to come and give me a little squeeze before I'd start singing. Mom, so sorry. This is just for humor.
Yeah. No, but seriously, love affair between you and your sister, which I appreciate. Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
there is a certain sense of we were, again, as you said, being brought up by our parents in such a way where they cultivated that relationship. I've noticed a lot of sibling relationships, and it's very difficult to have that kind of a bond with a sibling unless there is trauma, or unless there are certain aspects where the age difference is so much that it's almost like a parental connection. Over here, it was a very decided cultivation of such a relationship between me and my sister. And my mum made it a point that she was like, you're not supposed to love me, you're not supposed to love dad. Your sister is the most important person in your life until your partner comes into your life.
Right.
She's an elder sibling to me. She's helped me out in a time when I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. I had a corporate job and I was miserable. It's very stereotypical. And she was the one who told me that you're an attention seeker. Why do you want to work for somebody else when you're so selfish? You only want to work for yourself. I was like, you're right.
There's wisdom in that, yeah?
Absolutely. Even she took the plunge, right? She wanted to also become a doctor, and then she saw me becoming a doctor, and she's like, oh, definitely not that. That sucks. But she's guided me throughout my career, and especially with the singing, which she and I do a lot. It's her who has taken me under her wing, and when the entire industry would not even look at me, she was like, nepotism for the win! I'm gonna push you!
And she did!
She did. And she's did it, and how I...
If there is someone I love more than you, it is Dilraj.
Brilliant. I wish most people were like that, because I genuinely believe that in terms of talent, in terms of class and pure hard work, there's not even a comparison.
No, I shared stage with her, and truly, she is truly special, man. Okay, so, yeah. I don't even know how they tolerated you at Edinburgh. You went to Edinburgh. Tell us about that.
I'd gone there to study diplomacy. My mom, for the life of her, couldn't understand. You're going to become a diplomat. We are all
and you can see what Edinburgh did for him. Yeah? I mean, wow.
It did. It made me realize how much I despise academia. It's because it's I hate citations. Anybody who's doing citations and watching this video, you're a loser. You're a loser. Why the are you doing that to yourself? But no, Edinburgh was actually it was a fantastic experience where I met people from various different walks of life. When you understand walks of life, it doesn't necessarily mean nationality. It means destitution. I knew a friend who was on 3 student loans, and his parents had chucked him out of the house because he'd come out, and it was like stories like that. Someone was a refugee from Syria, someone was from Turkey, someone was a privileged German who just wanted to make very inappropriate those kind of jokes. I can't say that because the internet will cancel all of us then. But more than anything else in Edinburgh, it was a sense of autonomy because there was nobody around. There was I couldn't fall back on language either because I mean it is English.
Yeah.
But the cultural nuance of our language is not just English. We speak English. We speak a lot of other nuanced languages from within our cultures. So it also was an experience where I realized that you had so much more than just our small world in Mumbai and India. But also brought a lot of love for Mumbai because I realized just how culturally rich we were. There's something about our, the friends that you've grown up with, Brian. I've seen you, I've seen all of you all have created empires together. That's a dream for me. I want to have that I want to be known as those bad Bandra boys. I want to have that same thing. It's such a, and it's because y'all traveled. Y'all went out, y'all saw the world, y'all got the opportunity to do so and y'all did it. And I think that's the best thing that ever my parents ever gave to me was the opportunity to travel at a very young age when none of us, even they didn't get it. Dad was too poor to get it. So by the time he was 30, 35, 40, he started traveling. I got to do it by the age of 10, 15, 16. So Edinburgh was beautiful because over there the Fringe Festival is where I realized what am I doing with my life, because when I was an audience member, I hate being an audience member. I hate clapping.
You want to be up there.
I want to be on stage every time.
I know the feeling.
Sing music, sing India, sing. I wanted to be a fucking hashtag so bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I wanted to be on stage and I love the show. Don't get me. But there's a part of me like, okay, how many times will I clap? I want the claps. And that in Edinburgh, when I saw on Fringe, when I saw those people, and I was like, I need this attention seeking. So obviously after this passion, I came back home and I joined a corporate job because that's how you do it when you're creatively passionate.
So where was that?
Tata Trusts! Where else for a Parsi there to reach the ultimate haven? That is the Tatas! No, I've actually seen R&T in front of me. Like, he was a celeb. He was a celebrity even though he was your boss. He was still a celeb. He is standing there in front of me and I'm turning around to my reporting officer. I'm like, bhai, can I take an autograph from him like that? He's like, हाँ, तेरे resignation letter पे तेरा autograph ले लेना. Get out. But the corporate life has, I mean, you've worked in companies yourself. You've owned companies as well. So it's shit, yeah. The bureaucracy is rubbish and the politics is even worse.
Yeah.
And big wigs only want to make money.
So then you moved on to being yourself.
Then I got the audition for Della's Music, and I had auditioned for Aladdin and My Fair Lady and Sound of Music. I got the I got to play Rolf in Sound of Music, but the thing was, do you know who I would have had to romance if I was in Sound of Music? My sister, because I was Rolf and she was a young girl of 16. And I don't understand why Rahel didn't say anything about this. Why was there no, you can't have these two siblings kiss on stage. This is the problem. When you allow things like this to happen.
Is that why you gave up the role?
Yes. Does that
beautiful sister of yours know and acknowledge that?
She does sometimes.
I think your journey from theatre, your flirting with singing and stuff like that, and then your entry into the digital world, man, all jokes aside, dude, you've knocked it out of the park. And I say this with a huge sense of respect and admiration. You've really knocked it out of the park. So I want to know a little bit about your professional side. When I say professional, I mean your journey, and how did that evolve?
If you've noticed, suddenly everyone's on the internet, and we realized, what I also realized was at a very early stage that the kind of opportunities that you get when you're a nobody are none. There's zero. There's only so much that you can prove yourself, even with skill, even with talent. I had a play that I did just before the lockdown. It was called Mirror Cracked. I worked with a Tony-nominated director. I was working with the creme of the cream of the crop when it came to all the actors, from Shehnaz Patel to Denzel Smith to Suhas Ahuja to Sonali Kulkarni. You know, I'm talking a huge Bhavna, all these big wigs. Nothing translated after that because the lockdown hit. And I thought my career was set. I'm like, oh wow, now Life of Pi 2, they're going to cast me. Balls. It was nothing. There was 3-4 months of nothing, and then me begging my sister to let me go on those lives where we'd be singing, and you're trying to fucking sync the live with your music and it's not happening, and then the other instrumentalist is playing on another video and you're like, this is not working. This sucks. I hate this.
But you did a lot of that, right?
I did lots of it because लोग 5,000 दे रहे, 10,000 दे रहे, तभी कोई, there was no money. No one is giving you money, and your dad's like, oh, you quit medicine.
Soft reminders.
No. Both of them had told me just as I had quit that you need to suck up your pride, you need to suck up your ego and your arrogance and take money from us. Because for the next 5 years, you are going to suffer. And we are not saying this we are saying this because we know you'll be like, I don't have to depend on my parents and I can do it on my own. I tried to do that and I got miserable and I couldn't eat. I was like, can I have some pocket money back? At the age of 27, I'd like some pocket money. It took a bit, but I started doing reels, and I guess you must have seen that in the beginning. I used to do nonsense. It was stuff that you wouldn't want to engage with. It was like that cringe where even people who love cringe are like, maybe not. And it took for 1 whole year. I just kept posting. I kept doing nonsense. I realized that the Parsi and the South Bombay things clicked, but it didn't click for me because I'm like, I'm not putting in an effort for this. This is just so easy for me. I want to create a character. I want to like something cool, something different. And all I did was slapstick and rubbish until my girlfriend came into the picture. And that's when everything changed for me digitally. Her name is Dr. Germany. She's, unfortunately can't take her name, but she helped me script write. She helped me what to post, what not to post. She said, lean into your Parsi identity, lean into your Sobo identity. I'm like, what Sobo identity? I'm from Dadar. I'm literally the opposite of Sobo. But she would tell me who to talk to, who not to talk to, how to present myself, how to dress. This is literally all her. I think I'm so sexy right now. It's all thanks to you, baby.
Can I get you a mirror?
No, please. I don't need one. I'm ugly enough. But more than anything else in this social media journey, it gets very lonely in terms of, because it's all about you. You're thinking about your brand. You're thinking about how to improve yourself. And everyone else is going to care about it only to a certain extent, right? Like after a point, how much would people care about your career as an RG?
Yeah.
Kitna karega? Matlab, at the end, it's your own onus to push your talent to as much as you can and then to the next level.
It is undoubtedly.
And the way you've carried, I'm so sorry, I'm a massive fan, so I'm going to keep going you all the time. But the way you've just carried yourself, the way you've maintained a brand, that's the dream. To maintain a brand, to maintain it's not about being famous for this much time. It's about even being kind of famous for the longest time, the longevity of this. And that with social media comes through just daily stuff. You have to keep being relevant. And that's, at the end of the day, that's it. You have to be relevant. If you're not relevant, no one gives a fuck.
But more power to you. That's not as easily kind of done as it is said, right? I mean, you've got to be connected with the world around you to understand what's going down. How do you put it across?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. You know, so I want to ask, there's a deep conviction that comes from you as well, which I love, right? So behind facades or impressions or images that we put out, there are people behind that. And, you know, that's what Tellis Like It Is about. It's about getting to know Zervaan, right? Rather than Bunshah ji, whom everyone knows, right? So what is it behind you that, or inside of you, that gave you that Yahoo to go out there and do it? Still.
A little depressing. It's okay? You sure?
Yeah, no, I want to know the real thing.
I've said this so many times. I think people must be tired. Kitni baar bolta hai. But medical was a very difficult time for me. I'd got into medicine, and there was a time where obviously things seemed very frustrating, and I wanted to completely mitigate that frustration from my life and maybe my life too. Post that, coming out of such a mindset, it gave me this thing about I never wanted to regret. I think it also comes from regret where I have lost friends in the past and I have lost it's mainly about my relationships. I think everything that I do in life is all about relationships. It's about the regret, which is why no matter how much, if we ever fight, I will still want to end the conversation with saying I love you and can we please meet us again, because trust me, it's one of the worst experiences ever when you regret. So using that feeling of regret, I was like, I never want to be fucking 60 or 70 sitting and being like, oh my God, I should have done this. And actually, if this had happened in my life, I would have done this. I can't. That is what death to me looks like. That is what suffering looks like. That is what the worst possible outcome of your life looks like. Regret to that extent. And that's what drives me every day. I just don't regret. Yeah. I'll do. You hate me for it. I'm fine. But I will keep doing because I have to be famous because I need to help my girlfriend because she has so much. I need to get famous for her because she is one of the best writers I've ever come across. And this is not just because I get laid. It's not just because of that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm 100%. I love you, baby. It's a long distance. It can't be because of that.
It's a long distance.
It cannot be because of that.
Okay, is comedy, given your story, is comedy a mask sometimes?
Yeah. My therapist keeps calling me out on it. I will wear as many masks as I want. But I think more than mask, I just really enjoyed finding the humor in things as a kid. I think it was from a very, very small, like I'd be staring into the gutter and like staring at stuff like that with my binoculars. My mom's like, what the heck are you doing? And I'm like, look at the little insect climbing around like that. And she's like, where is the humor in it? But I found humor in randomness. I found humor in the obscure, and basically something that wasn't the norm. And if something didn't fit the norm, I find it damn fine. Like if right now, suddenly you were to speak in fluent Marathi, I'd find it hilarious. Because that's not something I know you do. But I wouldn't expect Brian Tellis to talk in Marathi. But so
I'd love to see your reaction if I do. But I won't. No, so comedy, you're saying, is a mask for sure.
For most people, it is. I guess it's more than a mask. I don't hide it. It's an escape for me. Rather than face a situation and the harsh reality of it, which I've already understood. I'm like, now do I feel horrible about it, or do I make humor? So even when my grandmother passed away, I remember mom's mom, I loved her. She was one of my favorite people in this whole wide world, and it was an insane loss. But when we went there, I remember people come up to you like, I'm so sorry for your loss. My condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss. After a point, I got bored. So every time people started coming to me, and I was like, okay, but don't do it again. Yeah. And my mom overheard it. She's like, what are you doing? This is a funeral. You can't be like this. And then I'm like, Mom, relax and all. And then she looks at me, and now I know where I get my humor from. She's like, how can you talk to me like that? I'm an orphan.
No, but I've heard about your relationship with your grandmother.
Oh, no. That grandmother's beautiful. The other grandmother you are talking about. For PR purposes, yeah, I love her, guys. She's amazing. You guys love her. I love her. We all love her. She's such a saint.
Now for the real thing.
God, she's like typical Indian mother-in-law. She's like the Mill. Like if there was a movie made called Mill, that would be... Okay. Monster-in-Law, have you all seen the movie? Have you all ever heard of it? That is her in a nutshell. She was obsessed with both her sons. You know what? Okay, Dad, Kaka, sorry. Let's just say that she was a very problematic individual for the women in the family. And she's a phenomenal storyteller, which is why she knew how to lie really well. And she was also a national level runner. I must give her that. Yeah. She apparently, though her running for Jawaharlal Nehru is absolute rubbish. So my grandmother very interesting. I actually really loved her growing up, but then I realized also the kind of manipulation. She was manipulative. But a lot of my storytelling I have to give to her. It's just she had this phenomenal ability. Both my grandmothers have phenomenal ability to draw somebody in by playing with the volume of your voice. So suddenly when there's something very, very Sudden that would happen, quickly, and I'd be like, and I just love it.
Do that.
I'm
do
so
that again.
sorry about
Do
you.
that again. Do that again.
I am a sound engineer's nightmare.
You can say that again. No. So moving on into bits of your personal side that now that you're being so honest about people that you love so much and scream at so much. I want to know a little bit more about your music journey with Delraz. The fun you all had together on the road. The fact that you're a gamer and
Yeah, that I want to talk about.
yeah.
But the music with Delraz, she'd established her career, and I also realized in the beginning that when it came to theatre, you didn't earn as much as you earned in gigs. But and I realized that I spoke to Tellis. I'm like, I want to get into it, and I'd got into musical theatre before that. I loved musical theatre. I could do it. So Tellis was like, you just have to keep training. You have to keep practicing. She's like, you've got a half decent voice, but you're just terribly lazy. I'm just a very lazy person. But you have to put in hours and hours of effort into your voice to constantly keep training it and to keep doing it. And there's no two ways about it. I was like, I'll come on stage and sing. First couple of times I sucked ass. Like I wore chappals on stage. I came in 3/4 and all. And Delraz is like frothing at the mouth. Like, how can you possibly come on stage like this? Because you see the way my sister's dressed. She's like dressed like a fucking fairy all the time. She and Joash and then Sarosh and all these people, they'd call me for gigs one time. Like, but also what I realized was as the Instagram started to get slightly better, the inquiries from her end started to come for me when they found out that I sing. And it was that allure. So Instagram really did help cement a kind of a legitimacy that no matter how many plays people had come and watched me do, suddenly now I'm a decent actor.
Right.
Now I'm a half decent singer. You kidding me? 5 years I'm doing this shit.
The power of marketing.
Yeah, literally. That's why do you think people are so obsessed with America? Because the way they marketed it, that's one of the best marketings that we've ever seen in life. We are all obsessed with the American dream. Obsessed, no matter how much anyone says otherwise. It was the same thing. It's just the way it was marketed. The way Instagram really helps you fool people into believing that you have talent. It's a fact. It's such a facade.
You weren't fooling anyone, yeah?
Hey, yaar, like, it's also...
I hear you though, I hear you. You know, that's marketing for you, and I'm not saying it necessarily has a bad vibe to it.
It's a vibe.
But you know,
it's a vibe.
yeah. But I believe you're a crazy avid gamer.
Yes, I am. But what the problem is that I've tried to monetize it. Because I was like, oh, I game for 6, 7 hours. Might as well just make money off of it. It takes time. It's monetizing. Though I would say to everyone concerned that gaming is going to be the next sport that you can't even imagine the kind of money, the kind of time and effort that is going to. So brand deals from gaming is going to be at a level that Instagrammers don't even understand or can fathom. If you break into the gaming scene, you are sorted for the next 2 generations of your life, the kind of tranches that you can make. I look at gaming also as a pure monetizing tool because I love it so much that I can do it for so many large hours and long hours and monetize on it. You can use it as a base to have a podcast.
Right.
You and me playing on a PlayStation.
Right.
And just chatting. You can have it as a competition. You can have it as an icebreaker. You can have it as a party game where I've literally had called friends, 20 of us, and we played one game together. It was a hack and slash game. We were just killing people, but even the girls took part, even the guys took part, and you'd be like, okay, do this now, do this now. Imagine like 19 of us telling someone to play. Gaming, I realized, it is a very easy language for people to communicate on. Like sport. It's the same as sport. You don't need to understand a particular English or Hindi to communicate. You just have to be like...
Yeah. Speaking of sport, have you heard of this football club, Manchester United?
Why are you doing this to me? Your son put you up to this. That is why you are doing this to me. Tell me.
No, I'm asking if you've heard of this club, Manchester.
I have very much. It's ingrained in my mind.
It's the same club that came close to winning the EPL recently.
If recently is 2014, then yes, very recently. But no, congratulations to Liverpool for winning. I mean, it's been a fantastic season, and it's the only time that I've seen a transfer of managers so seamlessly done.
I know.
And the bile that is slowly building up in my mouth is just too much. I can't for the life. It destroyed me on the inside watching Arne Slot sing to Klopp, because I'm like, this is so wholesome. Why the heck is this godforsaken team so wholesome? Why? What happened to that 2000s Liverpool? That Ngog and Martin Skirtle, yaar. What happened?
What happened to the Man U with Alex Ferguson?
Oh, this is a whisper now that exists in the back of my mind.
No, but I can see and feel on a more serious note your love for sport and the fact that you follow, sport
in general,
including
You watch tennis and racing as well?
You bet.
Who do you still support someone in tennis, Abhi?
No, in tennis, I'm a big admirer of Federer for very many reasons.
Very lovely.
Big admirer, but I'm following Carlos Alcaraz.
I knew it. The moment you said Federer, you Federer and Nadal fans only go for Alcaraz only. There's nothing else for you.
But he's got that grit.
I hate him because he beat my baby.
Who's your baby?
Jocko.
Oh,
that one.
But Jocko's legend, dude.
Fair. I agree, but I still feel Federer better tennis player. No, you can't compare the shots.
So someone told me a really interesting thing about Federer. It's a name, but let me not get into that. Where he said, he's a big Federer fan. And he said to me that Federer, as you know, makes the game look easy. But he said that he is so hardworking. He is so, plays the game in his mind that he's not one shot ahead of his opponent. He's 2 shots ahead, if not 3 shots ahead of his opponent. So he sets up his opponent.
He's playing chess.
It's chess. He's playing a mind game.
But I know what you mean. He has the ability to constantly keep swaying which is why it was difficult for him with Nadal, because Nadal could just run.
Yeah.
So if he made him run, Nadal would play like no other tennis player would. He'd just go for that dirty point which you knew no one else could get.
Nadal loved to be pushed against the wall.
And that's why they love each other.
The best in him.
Best friends. That's one of the most beautiful things.
You watch the documentary.
I cry for all these documentaries. I love friendship.
Crazy.
It's the most beautiful thing to...
Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing about Federer. But yeah, I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks. Racing Michael Shumacher was I know you don't agree with me from the look on your face.
I know, fair. I mean, I'm a Ferrari fan, so I have to give it. But I think for me, it's more about Hammy, purely because of the narrative. Like, imagine a black race car driver in a white, racist, very elitist sport and breaking into it year in and year out, even when that Barrichello was against you.
Yeah. Crazy days. Huh?
Crazy days.
I once had the privilege of talking to Ross Brawn, actually, when I went to one of the races.
Have you seen the thing on him, Ross Brawn?
No.
There is an entire documentary on that one season.
Is that right?
On that one season where they win.
Incredible, man.
Wow.
Incredible.
Oh, so how was it?
So he told me 4 things about Shumi.
Right.
When he realized that I was a big Shumi fan. He said, one is, for Shumi, there was no 2nd or 3rd place or 4th place. He either won or he didn't win. Right? Yeah, he nursed a 2nd and 3rd for Drivers' Championship and for team points and whatever. The second thing about Shumi is, he said, if ever there was the phrase, man and machine become one, it is Shumi, because he understood the machine like very few other drivers did. 2. 3 is, he knew each of the 21, 22 tracks by inch. So he would nurse the car like very few people could. Right? He knew the tracks by inch. When I say by inch, I mean,
but I understand.
And the 4th bit, he said, is he was a crazy fitness guy. And he used to spend about an hour out of his fitness time every day just working on his upper body because of G-force.
I can imagine.
And he says that's what made the man who he is, and then it's ironical, that you drive like that for that many years and then, in a skiing accident, what happens. But anyway, onto happier things. Okay, so I want to ask you three kind of quick ones. I don't want to make it long drawn, but you're the eternal entertainer, right? If not entertainment, then what?
If not entertainment, then funnily enough, I would love to get into agriculture. I know it sounds so weird, guys.
No, it's interesting.
There's obviously it's more about an insurance policy for the future. Let's put it that way. I'm looking at it like that. Why agriculture is because eventually food and water are going to be the most sought after resources on this planet, like you can't even begin to imagine.
Oh man.
So I mean, obvious.
No, but that is deep, dude.
No, but so which is why you see a
Nice.
lot of actors also when they after like 50, 60 right now, they're all becoming farmers, all of them, because they have the money, they have the brand.
Right.
But what they need to do is, they make it as, I don't want to make it a commercial farm. It's a self-sustenance farm that gives me my produce and then I can make whatever little pocket money out of it. That's the kind of thing. That is something I'm very interested in, basically, in also zoology and marine biology. That was the subject that I wish I had done and not done that dirty medicine where I have to help human beings. Disgusting. That was so Parsi dirty.
Yeah, it really was. Really was. One brand that you'd like to work with?
Honestly?
Yeah. Please only be honest.
Nintendo.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Because Nintendo does not give out. Nintendo is a very closed up brand and they do not give their rights out even to the Americans. They're very tight. So to get a Nintendo, basically any of the Nintendo, Pokemon, these, I want to be like a brand ambassador for these companies in India. I want that to happen and it'll take a while. I still build. But hey guys, if anyone from these companies are watching, I will sell my soul like a Kamachipura worker, please.
You have a soul.
I kind of, two of them right here.
Good one. No, so thank you. I'm going to go back for just one final chat. When you were young, you spent a lot of time at home, obviously. And I believe you loved to hang out at home, cuddled under sheets.
Yeah. That way.
I know you love bed sheets. You know what, Zervaan, I've got a gift. Okay. You're out of the camera. Please.
No,
I want to gift you this.
What the actual y'all spoke to Delraz or my mom? Who do you speak to? Bro, what? Oh my God. This is my blankie. This is my blankie from when I was a kid. How did you? This Delras has given you all, huh? Holy yeah. Dude, and firstly though, you don't give it like this. It's supposed to be folded. Like that. So you get this nice little thing. You can put it like that on the pillow. Go to sleep. Oh my.
And on that happy note, I want to just first say thank you to this incredibly special human, and it was a privilege giving you that gift.
I'm so weird. I'm not even like overacting right now. I just don't know what to do.
Take it home.
I'm going to take it home.
Make love to it.
Yeah.
No, but hey, now you know why the gentleman is so special. Zervaan, thank you so much, man,
Thank you so much for
hanging
having
with
me.
us. It's been such a pleasure. And continue to be that crazy, funny, lovable,
Thank you.
ridiculous, sentimental.
Are you praising me or?
I don't know. I'm confused as well. But hey, like this, there are going to be plenty other special people. Maybe not quite like him, but there are going to be special people on Tellis Like It Is. Thanks for tuning in. And I promise you one thing, there'll be more.